Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Oh yes, it's chilly this morning, cold enough to see your breath. I do know that. And there may be a touch of frost in some spots that might maybe slow you down if you've had your car outside in the elements. But let's take a look. Temperature right now freezing, 32 degrees at McGee-Tyson Airport. And if you're looking at a broader perspective, they're in the upper 20s this morning in Johnson City, and Chattanooga's at 34 degrees. Now, those are the temperatures currently at 6:40 here on a Wednesday. But if we zoom in a little bit tighter, which is more important, it's 30 right now in Rockwood. It's 30 in Wartburg and 28 in Jacksboro. So from Campbell County to Morgan County, back toward Roane County and Loudoun County, perhaps pretty close to freezing, if not below. And it's freezing right now in Newport and 29 in Crossville. I want to say good morning to you if you're on the call. It is a Wednesday. You reach the middle of the week, but it's also a very special day. What is it? Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, of course. I try to give you lots of hints, especially for the guys out there, for ideas, for gift ideas last night during my video. But I want to see if you want to wish anyone a happy Valentine's Day, I'll give you a shout out. Hey, that's pretty easy, right? That's low-hanging fruit. I'll do my best. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Got a couple of people over here. Leave me a comment, and I'll give my shout out to perhaps your Valentine. Maybe you want your Valentine to be recognized here on this platform. It is 31 right now in Oak Ridge, 28 right now in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and it's 30 degrees in Madisonville, down in parts of Monroe County, where it is below freezing, so there will be some frost this morning. 27 in Oneida, 28 right now in Middlesboro. Temperatures, part of the story, quiet weather, sunshine, oh yes, the ultimate Doppler radar, presented by Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, East Tennessee's #1 tire shop and auto repair since 1953. They've got 5 convenient locations, including Knoxville, Maryville. You know they're also located in Lenoir City. You may find a Madlock in McMinn County and Athens as well as Hardin Valley. So there's 5 convenient locations if you need an oil change. Maybe your car is overdue, and maybe you need a whole new set of tires. They can help you. A one-stop shop, so to speak, if you go to MadlockTireService.com. Love Madlock, also a great resource. If you're not familiar with Madlock, give them a try. Tell them Captain Accurate sent you. By the way, it's clear across the state, very few clouds. A couple of snowflakes. I'm looking up toward Michigan and into the Great Lakes, but it is quiet. A lot of flooding. River flooding. That's what all those green little polygons, those little green squares, rectangles, irregularly shaped, would suggest in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, a few in Texas and Louisiana. So some river flooding has occurred there and is perhaps still happening there. But downwind of Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, you can see those streamers. They're coming down pretty well. In fact, if I do a little check here just from the telestration, you can see they're all coming in this direction here. So you're finding all this snow, very confined, narrow bands, but those lake effect snow streamers can produce ½ inch to an inch an hour or more, and it goes on all night long. So oftentimes the forecast up in Rochester, where I used to work for 4 years, would be trace to 12 inches of snow tonight, where snow bands persist. Everybody up there understands that. If you said a trace to 12 inches of snow tonight, people are like, their head would explode, right? But up there, they understand these bands are narrow. So you could be getting 12 inches of snow in a very 50-mile radius, maybe a 50-mile swath of the viewing area, but it is certainly a sight to be found if you're a snow lover. They've got a lot of lake effect snow going on across the Great Lakes this morning. We expand the view. It's quiet in Texas, and more snow moving on through Montana and the Dakotas. Our visibility, not an issue unless, well, in Athens it looks like it's poor, and maybe some gray areas from Granger County. Maybe into Jefferson County, and perhaps some fog if you've got that observation. Love to hear what you have to say on Facebook and YouTube. I'm on both. By the way, I have some notes because I'm a note taker. Yesterday's high was 52. I was expecting 51. The normal high today for Valentine's Day is 53. And oh yes, the record low is -10. We were at -10 on this date in 1905 and in 1899. That was pretty cold. But 75 occurred in 1989 and 1949. So we've been as warm as 75 on this day. Wanda says, happy Valentine's Day. David, it's cold. Yes, it is. Carrie Aguilar, who's usually very fantabulous, she says good morning. Fred says good morning. I got a light frost in Maryville. Thank you for that update, Fred. And if you're on YouTube, Steve Stone's got the happy face. Glad to have him here. And Needed 97, happy Valentine's Day. I don't know if you have special plans tonight, but the weather will be quiet. I'm expecting a mostly clear sky. You will want the jacket. We should drop down to about 35 tonight. Many of us fell down to closer to 31 this morning, at least in Knoxville, a little colder outside. In fact, there are the temperatures once again. If you're just joining me at 6:45, the big story this morning, it's cold, a little frosty. Feels like winter, right? Normal low, 33 this time of year. Many of us are below 33. In fact, every number there, except Greenville, is below 33. So we're actually starting off below normal this morning, but we'll finish well above normal this afternoon. I expect a high around 59, so we'll be closer to 60 this afternoon. Wind speed's not moving much, but where there is a light wind, an ambient wind, it may feel like it's 27 in Jamestown, may feel like it's 29 in Maryville, Alcoa. Where are these clouds? I don't see a whole lot. Maybe a few wispy clouds up in Kentucky. Most of them are sliding across West Virginia at this hour, so expect the glasses, the sunglasses, to be a requirement today, in addition to maybe a light jacket, a warm jacket, maybe some gloves if you're having to scrape the windshield off your car. But by the way, outside of what's on the top of this map, there doesn't appear to be many clouds, and we won't expect much this morning. By the way, happy Valentine's Day, 7:24. It's when the sun will be coming up. It's just a little more than 45, a little less than 45 minutes from now, but it will be going down now at 6:16. And again, I like to say that's a bullish sign for spring. If you get these long days, before you know it, you got the long summer days, and who knows? In those months ahead, it'll be nice and long. But right now, we're just adding extra seconds each day of the length of day, even though there's still only 24 hours in a day. The daylight hours are in fact increasing. Here's the sunrise, sunset time, and here's your bus stop forecast. If you are dropping off this morning, it'll be cold enough to see your breath, but by the time you pick up between 2 and 3:30, I'd say this is pretty sweet. I mean, 56 degrees. Can it get warmer? It sure can. I think between 3:30 and 4, I think we've got a good chance. Don't you like my heart there? 59 in Knoxville. I suspect we'll be about 58 for Newport, and 59 in La Follette. I can't see that. I have to squint. Okay, I know you might be on your phone. So there it is, full screen. About 58 for Middlesboro, 60 in Athens, and looking for a high of 62 in Tellico Plains. So Monroe County could well exceed the 60-degree mark in parts of the area. 56, so Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County, and looking for a high in Wartburg at 58. Now, just a lovely Valentine's Day. Can you argue with that? I don't think so, especially if there's candy or flowers in your future. Breezy. Maybe you've got plans for a special date night at your favorite restaurant. But breezes on pickup on Thursday. I'm expecting 25 to 30. Could gust higher on hilltops tomorrow because there's going to be an approaching front that'll kick up the winds. The winds today, just 5 to 10. Hardly moving today, right? Just a light wind, 5 to 10. But tomorrow, they'll pick up even through the midday hours. So like by 11 a.m., by midday, and into 2 p.m., you may find gusts 25 to 30 on Thursday. And that may also produce a few stray showers, if not toward the evening. We'll look at that. And my chance of rain Thursday is 10% or less. I don't even like putting that 10% on the 7-day, because if 90% of us don't have any chance of rain, it's hardly worth mentioning. But a spotty shower of 20%, I think, is possible on Friday. And that's what I highlighted on my 7-day. By the way, temperature right now is in fact freezing. Now think about this. Let's put this into context. Knoxville is currently colder than Memphis. Okay, no big deal, right? And Knoxville is colder than Raleigh. But it's not colder than Caribou. Oh, it's Caribou. It's like the canary in the coal mine. Some of those single digits in the Tug Hill Plateau of upstate New York are in the single digits as well. They're pink or purple. And there's some purple-pink areas in Montana. They're in the single digits. So the cold air is beginning to show signs of taking hold, especially across the upper plain states. It is now 32 in Denver. We match our friends in Denver this morning. While it might be 52 in Los Angeles, it's 58 in Miami. There's some warmth out there. By the way, I've been talking about this since the latter part of January. I think to the chagrin or the upsetness, is that a word? People who are in Teep Spring, they don't like this word. Winter will come back. They don't like that expression. And I understand that. Who's hungry for more snow? Winter's main course starts later in February. Didn't say it ends in February. I said it starts. And there'll be another round of snow by Friday night, Saturday. That's just a few days from now. And we had some snow we talked about in great detail the night before last, because that's snow that fell. 2 inches of snow fell in just south of London, Kentucky. Mount LeConte had 3 inches of snow. And Cookeville, Cookeville, Putnam County, had 1 inch of snow from Cray Slavin's observations and his video, which I posted. So, yeah, winter's beginning to show signs of coming back. It's not gone entirely, but it will come in stages, and that's what I've been beating that drum for quite some time. Now, am I going to make everybody happy with that message? Of course not. Will some of you thank me down the road? Sure. Some of you won't because you don't like the message. I'm just the messenger. That's all I'm telling you, and I think this will carry right into the month of March. Oh, really? Because I believe that's when Knox County has spring break. I know. And if it's still cold at spring break, wouldn't you want to know about it? That's why I urge you, implore you, if that is important to you, if you need that kind of information, join us on Captain Accurate Premium. Just $4.99 a month, 16 cents a day. What's it worth to you? How would you like to, if I only knew? Okay, well, how much would I only knew be worth to you? Is it worth 16 cents per day? You can cancel anytime. A lot of my premium members enjoy having that intel. And we do that. Take a look at the cold Arctic air. Remember, it's 9 in Caribou, Maine right now? Well, they're kind of shaded in purple. So the single digits and highs in the teens and 20s are represented in Winnipeg and Minneapolis in purple. And what happens on Saturday? Saturday morning, it starts to get colder, enough to see some snowflakes. May even get some good accumulating snow in Kentucky, perhaps. Wouldn't that be interesting? I think that's very interesting. Not far away, but could we see in Knoxville? Depends on the track, depends on the timing, and it depends on the temperature. You know the 3 T's, temperature, track, and timing. We talk about that in great detail as well on the premium side because that is really what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to how much am I getting? How much am I going to see? Really depends on the final track that usually isn't seen or variable, is seen obviously until you're within 3 days. And we talk about that in great detail as well. By the 18th, it's still pretty cold aloft. These are 5,000 foot temperatures, but there will be some ebb and flow. You can see some warmer colors in green. That's the 22nd, but then the cold air comes back. That's the 24th. It's still around on the 25th, and there's still some cold air to come down on the 26th. By the way, if you're curious, this is just some snow potential. As I tell my premium members, if you focus on the cold, the snow will follow. And what do you see? I see snow in Kentucky. Oh, as recently as this upcoming Saturday. So there's still going to be some opportunities for this to jog further south. There's going to be some opportunities for this to move further south. And if it does, maybe the snow totals are higher here. Maybe they're right on target. But I tell you what, these models are still trying to find the solution. They're kind of like Siri or Google Maps, Apple Maps, trying to recalculate, buffer, recalculating. They're always trying to find the solution. And they're not always going to get there, at least on your timetable or mine, but the data suggests that we're not done with winter. It is 6:52, currently 32 degrees. We have no wind chill because we have no wind. Here's my valley planner, because I know with Valentine's Day on our mind, we'll be near 60. It sounds delightful. They just start pretty cold in the 30s right through about, say, 9 a.m., and then we'll turn a corner back into the 40s, most likely by 10 a.m., just for our Knoxville Valley expectation. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. I know it's a Valentine's Day. How sweet will your day be? If you are, let me know. Steve is here on YouTube. Needed97 says Happy Valentine's Day. We're back to Facebook. Susan Blaine, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day, Susan. Glad to have you here. She's also one of my premium members. She's represented here. So Lisa says, Happy Valentine's Day. It's cool in La Follette. She's ready for snow. Lisa sounds like she's on Team Snow. She's rooting for that team. And speaking of teams, I've got my Lady Vols tie. They, I believe it's the men's tonight. Arkansas, I think they're in Arkansas. And then tomorrow, the Lady Vols are home against South Carolina. So if you're basketball thrown, if you're in the basketball mindset, this is the time of year. I mean, well, I know it's February, but March Madness is probably just around the corner. A lot of folks will be excited about that when that arrives. By the way, if you're on the call, Mary Morgan says good morning. And what's out there to cause the watery eyes and runny nose? I guess maybe the sniffles. Could be the cold. But you know what will warm your heart? Wanda is a nice little Valentine's Day card. Maybe some candy. Maybe from kids, grandkids, I'm just saying, or even a special loved one. Who knows? This Valentine's Day may surprise you with some wonderful treats and gifts. Just some recognition. I think a lot of us crave to see or get some recognition. By the way, it's 6:54. I'm looking for a high of 59 today. I did put a 60% chance of Friday night. And before the sun comes up on Saturday, chance of precipitation spikes to 60, might be higher, but that's when that front's going to produce some of that colder air. And I think that means wet snow and rain for many of us in East Tennessee. Storm Prediction Center may not be too impressed with the colors here because there's nothing going on today. Today being, of course, Valentine's Day, not officially a holiday, but many of us are certainly thinking about our significant other. By Thursday, doesn't look any different in the lower 48. It is quiet, uneventful, but then all of a sudden on Friday, a little bit, he says, a little bit of thunderstorm activity. They're in light green, nothing severe, just general thunderstorms possible in Arkansas, Little Rock, of course, Memphis and Tyler, Texas, just to name a few areas that the Storm Prediction Center has decided to put in their 3-day outlook, which you can find on the Captain Accurate Weather app. The Captain Accurate Weather app is free, and you get the Storm Prediction Center maps, one of the few apps that you're going to find. You get all 3 days on the app. In addition to the fronts, some apps don't even give you the fronts. That's no good. Like, where's the cold front? I don't know. I don't have it on my app. You do on the Captain Accurate Weather app. You get the surface analysis, so you know where these fronts, like you see here, and where the high pressure dome is. You can track it, and you can also do 2 hours in the future from just one push of a button. It's really nice and handy if you need to know when's it going to get here and when's it going to leave. It gives you all that in quick order. By the way, the Futurecast shows that one front near Louisville by 5 o'clock today, and that puts us under the warm sector, so we should be near 60 for Knoxville, about 59 officially in the shade is where my expectation will be. But by the time we hit tomorrow morning, the winds are going to slowly start picking up. As I say, 25 to 30 miles per hour for gusts seem reasonable, with slightly higher gusts on hilltops. And the front may produce a few stray showers. That one wants to come in at 10 o'clock at night, 10:15. But I think because there's such limited moisture, it's pretty remote that many of us would see any rain. Now, Friday is a different story. I have a 20% chance of rain, as we've got another cold front approaching, and that's going to produce some of the rain that I see coming in on Friday night. And I think this will turn blue in some spots, especially in Kentucky, by, if not 9:30 or 10, certainly it's a possibility of some of that snow showing up in the Commonwealth. There's some snow there, 10:45 in the morning, but I think that timing will all be predicated on the storm track. By the way, as you look at the Futurecast, pick out your favorite town. It's now 30, expected around 37. Kingston at 9:30, 39 in Morristown. But by lunchtime, if you're planning a lunch with your significant other, with your spouse, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, it should be around 51 at lunchtime today. But we'll jump up another 8 degrees, I think about 59 by about 4 or 5 o'clock. There's 60. This model wants to put 60 on your board, but I think we'll be pretty close to upper 50s across the area, and that's my expectation. It's now 6:57. Tonight we're cooling through the 40s, and tomorrow morning we'll wake up in the mid-30s. That's my expectation for Thursday morning, with some hazy sun, more clouds coming in for the second half of the day, as you can see illustrated here. Then there's a few stray showers potentially tomorrow night and into Friday, all predicated on that front. By the way, today, Valentine's Day, expect bright sunshine, turning warmer, and the winds aren't too bad for most of the day. They'll be out of the southwest 5 to 10, but right now maybe light and variable here at 6:57. Now that's today's expectation. If you look around the region, East Tennessee about 58 for say Wartburg and Oak Ridge, 58 for Newport, Parrotsville, Cosby, about 57 for Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, about 56 for Morristown, Jefferson City, and 57 for Dandridge is my expectation today, about 60 in Athens, and 58 for Kingston. If you're traveling today, you don't have to go too far. They'll be in the low 60s today in Chattanooga, 64 in Atlanta, and 63 in Jackson. So some very interesting warm air, as you can see there. A little shout out. I got a note here from Jackie Bryant. She says, Happy Valentine's Day from Florida. Ooh, you're just rubbing it in. Oh, we love it. You're in Florida. Maybe you're just visiting. But either way, we wish you a very happy Valentine's, Jackie, for being here. And I'm looking at other comments. I see Lana Johnson. She says, Happy Valentine's Day from Kodak. She's got a rose. And everyone says, she said, Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So Lana wishing everybody a special holiday, as it were a holiday of sorts. By the way, it's expected to be in the mid-60s for Birmingham, low 60s for Tupelo, about 61 for Charlotte today if you happen to be on the road. Mostly clear and chilly tonight. A great night for maybe a restaurant dinner with your loved one. Light and variable winds, and if they're moving, they'll be generally out of the south-southwest, 0 to 5. Now, tonight will be chilly, but maybe not as cold. Not as cold as this morning. 33 for Morristown, 36 in Wartburg. Should be about 4 degrees warmer tonight as compared to this morning in many locations. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. I'm finishing right on time. I love it at 6:59. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. 62 on Thursday. That's tomorrow, so it's warmer. And then we've got a high of 57 on Friday, with some spots of rain. And I ruled out, for the 10% chance of rain on Thursday, put a stray shower. But I think some spotty rain is possible Friday. Flakes will be developing in parts of our region because I've got wet snow and rain on, say, Friday night and into Saturday. So your temperatures on Saturday, 44. That's a pretty chilly day with some lingering stray flakes possible. 49 on Sunday, and then we're back in the mid-50s on Monday and Tuesday. So more rain coming, it looks like, on Tuesday of next week. If you're on the call, just want to say good morning to you. It is now 7 o'clock. If you are curious, there is a big subscribe button on the top of my Facebook page. If you're not sure what that means if you want some information that goes beyond the next 7 days, or if you just want to be the first to know before it snows, this is the place to be. Just $4.99 a month. There's a URL. You can hit the subscribe button, or you could go to CaptainAccurate.com, get more details. It's like getting 2 streams of information on the same Facebook page. I've had many of my members have been with me for more than 6 months to a year or more. And we're obviously doing something right. They like the information they're getting. You also have access, if you're a premium member, to my winter weather outlook that I posted before Halloween. And you say, well, why is that pertinent? Because we still have a lot of winter left. And the information that I put in that 15-minute video still applies for the rest of February and into March. So check it out if that's something of interest to you. You can cancel anytime, but the video, also one of the things you can access. If you need something that's free on this Valentine's Day, I can offer you my app. You get all the National Weather Service alerts, my Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. You get 3 very special, exclusive, and free Barron weather alerts that are very helpful during spring weather, severe weather season, like a twisting storm approaching alert, a dangerous storm approaching alert. These are precursors to tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings that are issued by the National Weather Service. The great news is you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You get both. I think that's pretty cool. You get both. Both of them come into play. Sometimes what's nice is if you're not paying attention to the radar, that third one, storms in your area, is awesome. Because if there is a strong storm that's within 25 miles of your location, you will get notified. So I love that. But you also get lightning alerts as well as so much other information. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. May I wish you a very happy Valentine's Day, not only today, but tonight. Special night tonight to be with your loved one. We'll see you here next time. Take care.